And Jesus called them and they were with them. And they received salvation of Jesus Christ. And you viewer, you my viewer, you can also in that category. That you have accepted Lord, you are walking with Him. You are like the disciples who are with Jesus. And then Jesus, when that evening came, when people are tired, sometimes somebody has already eaten in that evening. Even if you are speaking to him, he's sleeping. That is the kind of time Jesus was with the disciples. A time which we are calling in the evening. And that is the time we are now. That Jesus is telling us that we are in the time of evening, like the disciples. Then it is telling us that the evening has come. Let us go to the other side. Which sides are we going? Which destinations do we have? The destination of everlasting life or a destination of everlasting fire? So Jesus is beginning with his disciples that evening came. He said to his disciples, let us go to the other side. My viewer, we want to go to the other side. We were born. Some of us have received the gospel and they have accepted Jesus as their personal savior. Some have not. But we are going to the other side. The other side. At that side, there are two ways. You can go to everlasting life, or you can go to everlasting fire. So in verse 36, leaving the crowd was there behind. They too took along, just as was in the boat, they were also in other boats. So some other people were also there and they took other boats. The disciples were with Jesus in the boat. And Jesus was sleeping on the cushion in a stem. Sleeping on a cushion. So, my viewer, which boat are you in? Because we are going into the other side. We are going to the other side. All of us are going to the other side. We are going to the other side of the lake. Which boat are you in? I thank God that in 1975, I decided to got into Jesus' boat, like these disciples. And Jesus, we were with Jesus now traveling. So let's see in verse 38. Jesus was in the stem sleeping on a cushion. And the disciples woke him up. Teacher, don't you care if we drown? Because a fierce storm came up and the waves broke up over the boat so that it was almost sinking. So my viewer, this journey which we are going to heaven, the journey of salvation, the journey that we are having is a journey we need to have Jesus with us. We need to have Jesus with us. Without Jesus, because you find that these disciples were with Jesus. They woke him up. They woke him up